What's up, guys? So this is something I wanted to cover days ago. I just haven't been able to. There's been a lot going on with Resident Evil 3 Remake and just kind of, getting some other stuff Resident Evil related out there. But it's been crazy for us Resident Evil fans, as you know, having obviously the big success of Resident Evil 2 Remake this year, all the content that came out of it, recently getting new updates that link to Resident Evil 3 Remake, Resident Evil 3 Remake's announcement, and then the fact that Project Resistance is now Resident Evil Resistance, and it's going to be bundled in, no additional costs with Resident Evil 3 Remake as long as you obviously buy the game. That's amazing. And whether it was Capcom doing it because they were afraid of the failure of this game, or it was just a brilliant marketing tactic to, basically say, oh, this game's going to be an add-on, but we're not going to reveal that it's actually an add-on to Resident Evil 3 Remake. Either way, it's a brilliant move and will really help the longevity of the player base for Resident Evil Resistance. And I'm very interested in this game. Normally, like prior, when it was just Project Resistance, I was interested in it. Sure, it wasn't the Resident Evil game any of us wanted, but I don't mind a multiplayer Resident Evil game as long as it's not a main titled game. As if this was titled Resident Evil 8, this would have been horrendous. But I don't think Capcom would ever do that. So the fact that this isn't even something you have to buy separately, I do have a theory that they probably will sell this game separately if you don't want to buy Resident Evil 3 Remake, which, why the hell wouldn't you want to buy Resident Evil 3 Remake? But I have a theory they'll probably sell this game separate, like really cheap, probably like $20 or something, which I don't see anyone doing. Like I said, most people will probably just buy Resident Evil 3 Remake. And, this is something that I see as something that, like with you guys watching, that we can get together in a lobby and play together and keep the player base alive. We already have had information told to us that the next generation of consoles will be backwards compatible. So even though this is coming out on PS4 and Xbox One, this will still be playable on PS5 and Xbox One Series X or Xbox Series X, whatever they're going to call it. So we can keep playing this game. So that's kind of something that I like, that it's something that I can play with, with you guys who are watching the video or subscribers or whatever. So that's why I'm very excited for this. And overall, I just think it was fun. I had an enjoyable time. I did a video, and I'll link it on the screen. I did a video where I was talking about the closed beta, and I had a good time with it. And my issues really were, in a nutshell, the balancing. The Mastermind is way too overpowered. And also, there's a lot of issues in communication with your teammates. So if you're not able to talk, there should be a pinging system. You should be able to see your teammates through the walls. And it's a little difficult, and it causes frustration. But overall, the foundation of it, I think, is great. And I think they could do a lot with it as long as they continue to continuously add free content, balancing if needed, and just make it, something that people really want to play. I think it'll be fun. Personally, I think it's going to be great. Especially now, I think a lot of the heat's been taken off. The fact that it's no longer a separate purchase, that it's something just included. I think a lot more people are forgiving about the game now and actually are looking forward to it. I was always looking forward to it, but this is definitely a much, much better way to go about it. But there is some information that is brand new that, it's obviously not new today, but that came out when the announcement of Resident Evil 3 Remake came out, and unfortunately just haven't been able to get around making a video, so that's obviously what the purpose of this video is. So we got a new Mastermind that was teased during the announcement and a closed beta, and 2 brand new playable characters. So, well, actually all of them are technically playable. Anyway, let's talk about the Mastermind first. Obviously, we know that Daniel was the core Mastermind, the one that was introduced, the one that was playable in the closed beta. We now have confirmation that Annette Birkin is the second playable Mastermind, and the information that they have here is an extremely talented researcher in Umbrella's employ. Annette is a co-creator of the G-Virus along with her husband, lead researcher William Birkin. She appears in this title as a playable Mastermind. Her acumen with bioweapons and viral research is on full display when she takes charge, as she uses her injections to bring out the strength and abilities of the creatures she deploys. She could also call upon her own husband in his mutated form and take control of G. Birkin. I was gonna say, if she could just, have regular William Birkin attack, that should be pretty funny. But anyway, yeah, so Annette is a Mastermind, and her special monster is going to be, Birkin in G form. I'm assuming G1. I don't see it being like G3 or G4. Would be cool, but considering the spaces aren't huge, at least from the first and one and only map that we know of, I see it being, G1, which I think is cool. I definitely don't have any issues with that. And there's a lot more room to do things with masterminds and other creatures that could be in control. Like, for example, one that I already have in mind is Nikolai, obviously, from Resident Evil 3, and have his creature that you can control be Nemesis. That would be cool. That would make a lot of sense. So let's see what happens. As far as the 2 playable, survivors, we have Becca Woolet, which I'm gonna bring up the detail here, and I'm gonna show it on the screen as well so you guys can see. So her abilities are Sentry Stance. Assume a stance that focuses aim, greatly enhancing firearm skills in exchange for mobility. Bullet Storm. For a brief time, fire an unlimited number of shots. So I already knew this because I read this. She is a firearms expert. She knows how to handle guns. So one thing, if you guys haven't played Resident Evil Resistance, the characters begin with different weapons. So for example, what's her name again? It's been a little while. January. She can begin, I think she does begin with a firearm, and she has access to a firearm in the beginning when you can purchase things right from the get-go. Whereas like Samuel won't. He just has melee weapons. So I'm assuming she's gonna have more access to firearms, and she'll probably even, start off with one. And obviously has the advantage with guns. She has abilities geared towards shooting. And the second character, which I still can't get over this name, he's a support character. By the way, yeah, so she's damaged. So they have like, that kind of like that class system where it's like, oh, they're, damage, support, tank, whatever. The next character, yes, this is his name, Martin Sandwich. Yes, obviously has to be a play on Jill Sandwich. I don't see what other reason why they would call him that, but he is a support character. His first ability is Makeshift Mine. Jury rig a mine that will explode when hostile creatures draw near, impeding them. Flash Baton. Use a blinding flash to halt approaching enemies, temporarily incapacitating them. So the whole thing is that like he knows how to engineer, and he knows how to work with the sand. I think he was like a car like an engineer or something like that, mechanic. They don't have the full thing here, but I believe that's what because when they revealed these characters, they had like a brief little description of them. So he's like that's the whole thing. Yeah, he's a mechanic. So he's going to be able to help you like get away from enemies, and he's going to be able to draw enemies away from you. So that's a very cool support character as far as his abilities. I like that all the characters have their own complete unique abilities. That's something that shouldn't be taken away from them. I like that they're making all the characters not only look different, but they also play differently. But they keep that core mechanic of being able to shoot the same or melee the same, and I think that's a very good way to make you not feel like you're weaker than someone else. Like, let's say, because when you lock in a character, when you're in the character selection screen, like you don't have access to that unless like the player decides to back out and pick someone else. So the fact that they're already adding more characters, and that all characters essentially are good in their own way, is something that makes you not feel like, oh, I'm playing with the worst character. My personal favorite character is Valerie at the moment. Just judging from the closed beta, she's a lot of fun. She's the healer. Also January is really fun as well, but I think all the characters probably have their own unique great abilities that make them better. It all depends on how you work as a team. Obviously this is a team-oriented game, so I just wanted to cover that. That's pretty much it. Obviously the other big news is that it's, like I said already, going to be bundled in with Resident Evil 3 Remake, but I just wanted to give an update as to what's new with this game. They did say in the coming months they will be showing more. Hopefully there'll be another beta that I can play and show some gameplay and stream for you guys. I did stream the original closed beta that I was talking about earlier, and that was a lot of fun. A little frustrating because of the balancing and the fact that the teams were really not working together. And like I said, I think a pinging system, as well as being able to see your teammates through the walls, will really help benefit this, as well as just a huge balance patch. Obviously, the big benefit is that because this game is being worked on by 2 separate teams, obviously there's a team for Resident Evil 3 Remake and a team for Resident Evil Resistance, I really feel that they could add a lot and really beef up what this game could be, and it's not going to, you know, do anything to the cost of it. It's still going to be a $60 game. But something, I guess, really quick to add that hopefully, if Capcom is listening, would be pretty cool is a horde mode. Recently, World War Z, which is a really fun co-op zombie shooter that has both PvP and PvE aspects to it. Also, make an offline mode to this game. I think people would like an offline mode with bots. Anyway, getting that out of the way, a horde mode would be really fun. They just added that as a free update, and I think a horde mode, you know, just broing out, you know, just with your friends and just shooting enemies and trying to survive, like being able to, you know, kind of like Call of Duty Zombies, close, you know, fix up, repair the windows and all that. Why not add more modes to this? Not just this typical asymmetrical gameplay. Add some more modes to it, add some maps. There's so many cool ideas that I have for this game, and I just hope that Capcom implements more than just the base game mode that we've already played in Seed. So let's see what happens. Let me know what you guys think, if you're gonna get it on PC or if you're gonna get it on consoles. Like I said, I'm gonna be covering this game completely. I'm gonna be doing streams, videos, all that stuff. I'm really excited for it. Obviously, Resident Evil 3 Remake is gonna take priority when that comes out, but I'll definitely be playing this game as well. Either way, guys, let me know what you think, and I will catch you in the next video.